40 odd years, one man's obsession, and this is where I'm at so far. What a collection. What a madman. Have a look. No, I'm trying to horseshoe them into a... I know it's not easy. It's like trying to manoeuvre sheep. Just thought we'd get a few of the cars together, well actually most of the cars. I've never had all this many cars of mine together in one spot, so we're only missing the few cars that aren't running, waiting restoration. This is one man's obsession from, it's probably really been coming along for 30 years. Anyway, I'll quickly walk around as what we've got here. First one, this is a Richard Petty kit car. This is one of, I think 246. Don't know a lot about him yet, but just a nice original sort of survivor car that I picked up at Carlisle, 364 barrel. And the way you see it is exactly how it was sold in the dealership back in the day, minus the dents and scratches. But yeah, just a fun little car to have and drive, and something a bit different as you can see from the collection. Yeah, really like that. I like the fact that it's unusual. Just pan around, Faye. We've got friends and family here today. We're doing a day out with my car collection that all these people have been nice enough to drive for me, which I need some drivers to get this many cars at once. So, the next car is a 1970 Sport Fury GT. Super rare. I've shown this through my YouTube channel, the restoration. Made of 666 Sport Fury GTs, 440, 727. Just a really nice, original, untouched, well, it's restored, but as in back to its original form. It's got a bit of a spicier motor than they normally had, bit of a cam, aluminium heads, extractors, intake and carburetor, but just makes it a bit zippier to drive. But a lovely example, and just a car you don't see very often. You just never see these cars, particularly in Australia. Okay, the next car. So my 70 Dodge Charger 500. This is a car that I also did at the very start of my YouTube channel, so very early on. Just started off as an original big block car, pale yellow, nothing special about it really at all. And completely rebuilt it, had quite a lot of rust, and I put a modern drive line. It's got a 6.1 Hemi with a 5-speed automatic. I customised the interior, dash, I've done a lot of modifications to it. Just a beautiful car to drive, reliable, fast, pretty economical really. Also air conditioned, power steering, cruise control. What more can you ask for? So a really pretty car. I love the colour and the wheels. I just love red lines and magnums. I'm a sucker for those. It just reminds me of the Matchbox cars I had when I was a kid. Yeah, so definitely one of my favourites, and Chargers are one of my all-time favourites. Then there's a good old reliable work truck, my Ford Ranchero, 1972, not particularly collectible. I've had it for 20 years and usually run around my workshop for picking up parts and stuff. This has also been in the YouTube channel recently. We put a Barra Turbo 6-speed automatic in it, so now it looks good but it also goes good. So just something you also don't, I like cars a bit unusual, so it's a car that you don't see very often, particularly once again in Australia. So love it, drives grouse, got magnums on it, what more could you ask for? So the next one is a Vcode 1970 Roadrunner, factory super track pack, 4-speed, B5 blue inside and out. This is the car I put together in America and drove across from New York to San Francisco. There's quite a lot of videos and magazine articles on this particular car, and just a very rare car. Actually, I don't know the numbers in it. It's quite low numbers, being 446 barrel 4-speed, and particularly if you broke it down to B5 blue interior inside and out, I think it would be fairly low numbered. I should find that out actually. The way you see it, as far as I can tell from all the information I had building the car, this is how it was sold. So, pretty cool looking car, something you don't see every day of the week. Meep meep. Yeah, almost a bucket list car. If you picked B5 blue interior, which is I love, air grabber, 4-speed, 6-barrel. The only one above it's a Hemi car, so pretty high on the list. Next car, it's my 68 Dodge Charger, just a regular Charger, nothing special. Car that I restored a number of years ago now. It's got a stroked big block in it, 500 cubic inch, 727, air conditioned, power steering. This has got power windows. Can't beat a Charger to look at. I probably can't get enough of them. I love the white. It's a little bit unusual. You don't see many people doing white. It really shows the body shape. I love the curves and the styling in the Charger. I reckon, you know, white really brings the shape of the car out. And of course, red always goes nice with white, with a red tail stripe and red interior. Tinted glass, factory air conditioned. And just 68 Chargers are just a beautiful looking car. Not a bad angle on them, I don't reckon. I could be biased. Interior is also all custom in this car. This car's also been in a couple of magazines, and yeah, I really love it. Beautiful car to drive, heaps of torque. Like me, heaps of torque, that's all I ever do. Love the sound of my own voice. Next one, Plymouth Superbird, 1970. I've had this over 10 years now. I'm not exactly sure how long I had it for. Just a 444 barrel automatic, kind of the run of the mill as far as this type of car with a driveline. Just a nice original looking car, stock interior, nothing changed on it. Just a cool car to have to drive around. I mean, you just don't see these very often in America, let alone Australia. So definitely one that's going to stay in the car collection. Next one. So this is the 71 Dodge Demon. This is wifey's car. This is a car I built really with Faye in mind. Wanted to make something that was not too big, that was easy to drive and comfortable. So it's got a modern 360 fuel injected V8, 727 automatic, air conditioned, power steering. It's got a customised interior, very comfortable seats, but also done in a 70s style. And Faye loves it. It's a very easy car to drive, and being an A-body, they're little, you know, they're really a good sized car to drive around. I mean, Americans call that a compact. It's probably a bit bigger than a compact for Australia, but compared to driving the full-size cars like the Fury, this is a little. You get in it, you can just about touch the door trim on the other side. Just cool size. Nice size car to drive. And you know, the bright colours, high impact, you know, look, you can't beat a 70s car in high impact colour. So that's on the list to stay in. Next car. It's a 71 Challenger. This was like a little old lady's car, I reckon. It was a factory slant 6 order, 3-speed manual on the floor. They made 2,000 on odd, very low production. And of course I really didn't want a 6-cylinder manual car myself. I like the big blocks with the more power, so I've made it look like an RT with a 383 727. Goes really good, heaps of power, and really nice to drive. And I put a lot of it down to the fact that it's spent all its life as a 6-cylinder car, so it's very tight, it doesn't rattle, the door's shut really nice, the glass goes up nice. It's just a car that probably putted around to the car park and back, and you know, to the shopping centre and back for the, I'm saying a lady's car, but I may not have been, but that's the type of image I had when I saw it. So high impact colour again. I love the bright colours of the 70s. Can't beat it. Rally wheels, slapstick on the floor. It's got the cool exhaust tips at the back. Unique paint treatment. I picked up on the RT, but actually originally the RTs were black around the taillights, and the bumper was colour coded split like that, but they did them black from the factory, and I just thought it was too dark, too stark. So I decided to do it in the argent grey, the same as they do on the back of Barracudas and stuff like that. So, and I did the same thing with the treatment on the front. It's a split painted grille, or sorry, split painted bumper. And I really like the way the 71 looks with that style front end. I haven't seen many done like that before. Next one, 68 Roadrunner. I've had this car for at least 15 years. This is one of my speedy cars. This has got a 440 engine with a Indy headed engine. It's got an easy one heads and easy one intake manifold. Very big intake runners. Like, in fact, I couldn't shut the stock hood. I didn't want to actually initially run a bonnet scoop, but I literally couldn't shut the hood with the carburetor and nothing else. So ended up with a bonnet scoop, which didn't really come out till 69, but I don't care about that. Love the pale yellow. Custom interior again, it's a white pearl, which was available. In fact, the door trim's a reproduction white pearl, and the seats are matched. So it's modern seats with old school headrests, trying to blend in and make it not look stand out too much. This has got an 8 3/4 rear with a 355. It's got a true track 355 rear in it, and this car absolutely rips. This just flies. It's a real beauty. Fast. Love the look of these. Sounds fantastic. Big cam. Lots of fun to drive. Definitely a keeper in the collection. '69 Dart. This has also been in the YouTube channel. Like a survivor car, came out of a farm in Oklahoma. Original paint, like a little old lady's car, slant 6, column automatic, but it was air conditioned, power steering with a light package, which is kind of cool for a basic Dart. This has got no real options. Just a really nice little original sort of example. I picked the Magnums up, Magnum 500 wheels up, they were on the cheap, and basically did this whole car in a build on the cheap, but I ran a modern Gen 3 Hemi 727. It's got an 8 1/4 rear shore grip. Modernised the interior with late model front seats, grafting in old school headrests, but trying to keep the car really low key and not stand out too much. Column shift still, steering wheel was original, headliner, door trims, everything was very original in this car, just a nice original example, perfect for kind of hot rodding. So it's one of my favourites, a car that I get in and drive regularly because it's so easy to drive, so much torque, it's actually economical, the air conditioning, it's got I put a modern classic air conditioning system in it. So it's also cruise control, power steering. It's got a Borgeson steering box, so a little bit more direct to steer, and it just drives fantastic. The ultimate old car if you're going to go old car and drive regularly. So next one, it's my 70 300. Oh, it's Faye's apparently. She's just pointing, saying this is my car because it's in her name. It's a 300 Hurst convertible. Now, it started life out as a 300 convertible, which they only made about 1,175 of, so a very low production car to start with. And then at some stage, the car had been converted into a Hurst car, which is a fiberglass boot, fiberglass bonnet, fiberglass quarter panel extensions, painted in a unique paint scheme. And they only actually made one of those in a convertible. So there is one getting around they made for the owner of the Hurst factory. And then that car was used in promotions, and they had Linda Vaughan on the back of the car, the girl from Hurst, going to all the races and through America. And this car was a clone of that, but a very close clone, as in the interior is correct and all the options are correct to the one-off car. Very, very hard car to find, even in America, a super car to find in Australia, and a very hard car to restore because the parts aren't reproduced. So all the fiberglass parts are over 55 years old, and you know, if you ever work with old fiberglass, it's horrible. You can never get it straight, it changes in the weather. It's horrible to work with. I swore I did actually a hardtop years ago, an original numbers matching 300 hardtop, and I swore I'd never do another one because I had so much trouble with the fiberglass. But anyway, went and bought another one. Grouse car, beautiful summer's night, top down. You know, you need a convertible in your car collection. Next one, this is my 2010 cop car. So Faye and I bought this when we were travelling in 2019, I believe. And we drove 5,000 miles in this car all over America. It was originally a K9 car from Chester County in New York, and I got it from a dealer who was getting out of business, got it really cheap. 5.7 V8, 5-speed automatic, just a fantastic car for buzzing around in. Obviously air conditioning, power steering, cruise control, all the modern stuff you'd expect, but just something different. These aren't available in Australia, so you won't drive past one on the road, there's no way. But just something cool. Got the police steel wheels. It's actually a police package car. The dealer that I bought it off actually removed the whole doggy interior. I don't know if it smelt like dog, but a lot of people ask me that. But the interior was actually taken out of a low mileage Charger. So the seats, headliner, carpets, door trims, everything was swapped out when the car became, you know, into the private sector. So that's a cool car that I love to have. Yeah, something you just don't see very often. I like, as you can probably tell from the collection, I like a bit of variety. And the last one here is a car that I built with my son. This is a 78 Trans Am, and we put an LS6 in it, sorry, an LS1 with a 6-speed manual. So it looks totally stock and untouched, but underneath it's a bit of a beast, gets up and goes, and that's my son's weekend run around car. He's pretty lucky, he's only in his 20s. And we kind of tidied that car up, painted it. This is a right-hand drive car. This is a car that's been out here in Australia for many, many years. And we basically got it back on the road and then put the modern drivetrain in it. So he loves driving it, plenty of power, and yeah, really enjoys it.
began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine.
Well, you can tilt the head. 30 years, no, it's longer than 30 years. It's probably, let me do that again. How many years is it? So 15, 40 odd years, one man's obsession, and this is where I'm at so far. What a collection, what a madman. Have a look.